Hi, gang. I have a quick little health coaching sample for you today. This would be a little bit of an example of how I do my health coaching. I do all my health coaching through video conferencing, just like this. So I meet with clients, they get on Zoom, I get on Zoom, which is this video conferencing that I use, and we talk like this for a while, and then I usually have a presentation that helps support your goals that you're working on. So I just want to give you a little taste of that. I am going to be offering people from the Whole Life Challenge a discount on some health coaching at the end of the challenge to kind of help you continue your process that you've started here with all of this. So today I want to talk about a really special weight loss technique, because I know weight loss is a goal for many of you, and this is pretty amazing. You're going to be really surprised. So let me share my screen. Whoop, here we go. Alrighty. So I'm just going to shut myself off here because sometimes I find myself distracting to myself. So if we were health coaching, I would keep that on, and your little picture would be right underneath mine, and we would talk as we go through this presentation. But I'm just going to shut this down for now so we can just focus on what I have. So what is this fabulous weight loss plan? Well, I'll tell you, it's going to help you control cravings, help you choose the best foods for you. It's going to help you reduce your stress eating. It's going to help you get the most out from your workouts, and I bet you want to know what it is. It's sleep, people. You got to get some sleep. So today we're going to talk about that and why it's important. And I don't know about you, but we have this culture that for some reason thinks it's like good or positive or bragging when you say, oh, I only sleep about 4 hours a night. Or somebody who says, oh, a full night's sleep? I have even no idea what that is. I don't know about you, but I have not heard people brag about, oh, I make sleep a priority. Another 8 hours last night. I'm on a roll. So we know it's important, but for so many reasons, we trivialize it and we think it's a waste of time, and we give accolades to people who can get by on no sleep. So I'm going to show you or help explain why this is not a waste of time, and that your waist does not think it is a waste of time. So I love this slide because it shows in 1910, our average amount of sleep was 9 hours, and our body mass index was 23. Jump now to 2005, and this isn't even current, obviously, but this is the best one I could find right now. But we've jumped in 2005, 6.8. I believe now 2015, that number is even lower for average amounts of sleep, and our body mass index is even higher at this point than this 26.9. So sleep controls our diets. It just does. 35% of the people in the United States are sleep deprived. And coincidentally, 35% of people in the United States are obese. I'm not too sure that's a coincidence. Dieters were put on this study, dieters were put on the same diet, but they had different sleep schedules. And with the dieters that received their adequate rest, half of the weight that they lost was from fat. And just like you feel exhausted, dazed, confused, and grumpy when you haven't had enough sleep, your fat cells do something similar. And the University of Chicago did this study, and they gave it this term of metabolic grogginess. And basically the idea with that is that after 4 days of sleep deprivation, your body's ability to properly use insulin becomes completely disrupted. And this is why that's bad. When insulin is functioning really well, fat cells can remove the fatty acids and lipids from your bloodstream and prevent storage. But when you become more insulin resistant, fats circulate in your blood and pump out more insulin. And eventually this excess insulin ends up storing fat in your body. So most people think that Hunger is related to willpower and how strong you are about, denying yourself and learning how to control your stomach. But that's pretty incorrect. And there's some aspects to that for sure. But hunger is really controlled by two hormones, leptin and ghrelin. And these two hormones are key in the process. So ghrelin is the go hormone. It tells you when to eat, and when you're sleep deprived, you have more of that. So that ghrelin, it is a stimulator for appetite. Leptin is the hormone that tells you to stop eating. It lets you know when you're full. And when you're sleep deprived, you have less leptin. So this isn't talking about willpower, gang. This is talking about chemicals, hormones in your body. Sleeping less than 6 hours triggers the area of your brain that increases your need for food while also depressing leptin and stimulating the ghrelin. And if that's not bad enough, sleep is also going to increase your cortisol, which is your stress hormone. And cortisol activates the reward centers in your brain that make you want food, and not usually fruits and vegetables. So this is a simple formula. Cortisol plus ghrelin minus leptin is going to end in weight gain for you. So this combination, that more ghrelin, less leptin, it's going to shut down the areas of your brain that leave you feeling satisfied after a meal, and they're going to leave you feeling hungry even if you've had a big meal. And I hate to tell you, but it gets worse. Lack of sleep is going to impair your decision making. It's going to push you in the direction of the foods that you know you shouldn't eat. Just one night of sleep deprivation was enough to impair the frontal lobe of your brain, which is where complex decision making happens. Sort of think about sleep deprivation like you're a little bit drunk. You just don't have the mental clarity to make good complex decisions, and making good food choices requires good complex decision making. You just don't know which foods that you want to avoid. When you're overtired, you also have an increased activity in the amygdala, which is that walnut-shaped portion of your brain at the base of your brain, and it is the reward region of your brain. It's going to make you crave high-calorie reward foods. Think donuts, cookies, cakes, muffins, all of those things. And if that wasn't enough, sleep deprivation makes you select greater portion sizes of all of these things, which is going to further increase the likelihood of gaining weight. So the bottom line here, gang, not enough sleep means you're always hungry, you're reaching for bigger portions, you're desiring every type of food you shouldn't eat a lot of, and you don't have the proper brain functioning to say no to those foods that you know you shouldn't be eating. So we know that, does this look like any of you some days? We learned that muscle is the enemy of fat. And if you have some muscle, it's going to raise your metabolism. You're going to help burn calories all day. Well, lack of sleep is the enemy of muscle. Sleep debt decreases your protein synthesis, which is your body's ability to make muscle. So you can do this kick-ass workout, but if you don't get enough sleep, it's going to decrease your protein synthesis. It's going to cause muscle loss and a higher incidence of injuries. And you just can't give your best to your workouts. If you're sleep deprived, it's going to make every workout feel unbearable and challenging. And we want our workouts to feel invigorating and give us muscle and make us feel good. Sleep deprivation just doesn't match with quality exercise. So what do? I'm going to give you 7 tips. You've heard some of these before, but have you used them? Sleep schedule. Getting a time that you go to bed and a time you wake up and sticking to it, even on the weekends. Don't look at the clock. Put a blanket over it. I have a clock that I can shut the numbers off. I don't see the numbers. Nighttime eating. If you're eating close to bed, your body's not getting that shut down, time to sleep message. Limit the liquids before bed. So a couple of hours before, making sure that you're not having any liquids. That'll wake you up. and you'll need to use the bathroom, and then you know what happens from there. You just can't get back to sleep. Create a good sleep environment. You need to have your room dark, maybe even a little mask to help shut out any light. And all this ambient light that we have in our phones and in all the electronics, making sure it's all off. Speaking of electronics, we've all heard it, shut down an hour at least before. If you're going to sleep to television or going to sleep as you're checking Facebook, you are going to affect your sleep. And then set the mood for sleeping. Have a routine. Take a bath, take a shower, read in bed, whatever your routine is, have it set the mood for sleeping. I'm going to attach also I'm going to attach also a worksheet that is going to have all of these 7 tips. And I'd like for you to write where you are now and where you see room for improvement for yourself. So I hope you found this little mini health coaching session helpful and helps you to value sleep more than possibly you do right now. It just can't be emphasized enough. It's why it's one of the reasons that we have it as a big part of the Whole Life Challenge. So recommit to your sleep patterns, recommit to your sleep goal for the challenge, and know that everything benefits from it. Thanks, gang. Great job.